Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for joining us to share in this historic moment for Purdue University and the state of Indiana. I'm Darrell Dickerson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Bioregeneration Technologies and the Associate Director of the Minority and Engineering Program here at Purdue. So I have very deep connections to this university. I earned my PhD in biomedical engineering here in 2009. I was also the chairman and chief executive of the National Society of Black Engineers, an organization founded here 40 years ago, dedicated to the still urgent need to develop more engineers, specifically minority engineers. So clearly Purdue is a very special place to me, and thanks to today's announcement, it's become an even more special place for current students and for generations to come. So it's a great thrill to see so many people joining us for the celebration, marking a new era for Purdue's impact. So to give you an overview of the power and the promise today's announcement holds, please watch and enjoy this brief video.
Thanks to the generosity of John Purdue, our university was founded in 1869 to grant opportunity to students eager for knowledge and to the state of Indiana through research and engagement, improving lives through economic development. Today, Purdue University continues that mission, delivering higher education at the highest proven value, with a special focus on high-tech job growth in Indiana to grant new opportunities and create a brighter future for Indiana's students and its workforce. In Purdue's colleges of engineering and technology, students engaged in design and build projects face a constant challenge. Where can they design, create, test, and store their innovative work? Thanks to the vision of the Purdue Engineering Student Council, there's a solution within reach: the Innovation Design Center, a concept developed by students for students. Located in Purdue's student corridor, the 24-hour Innovation Design Center will feature large, open-bay space where engineering and technology students can develop hands-on, industry-focused projects. And each summer, K through 12th graders in Purdue camps and outreach programs will get to work on projects of their own, experiencing all the opportunities the center offers for learning, creativity, and teamwork. A leader in rocket and gas turbine combustion systems, the College of Engineering's Maurice J. Zucrow Labs, located by the Purdue Airport, conduct advanced research on behalf of corporate partners, government agencies, and aerospace contractors. In one example, a Zucrow Labs team is studying an eco-friendly jet engine that will be built at GE's $100 million Lafayette facility. But the Zucrow Labs are currently at max capacity. Expanding Zucrow's high-pressure lab will increase our research capabilities, making the labs more valuable to industry and government partners, cementing links with Indiana's high-tech employers, and paving the way to a whole new class of jet engine. Nimble ideas thrive in nimble spaces. For the College of Engineering, on its way to becoming the third largest engineering program in the country, success hinges on hiring top faculty and offering facilities that spark cross-disciplinary collaboration and adapt to new priorities. Our proposed Flex Lab will enable teams to collaborate on research in advanced manufacturing, information technology, and other high-tech fields. When a specific project is completed, the space can be reconfigured to the specifications of new groups and projects. The Flex Lab will accommodate a growing world-class engineering faculty, boosting Purdue's research capability and economic impact as the college embarks on more funded collaborations and intellectual property development. Purdue is committed to fully engaging students in their own learning process, starting with our Impact program, which is already helping faculty incorporate active learning into their classrooms. We plan to create a 21st century education commons, called the Active Learning Center, which will help bring impact courses to all first-year students by 2018. This facility will fuse classrooms, libraries, and study and collaboration areas into one adaptable space, an innovation that no other American university offers. For the College of Technology, a transformation into the Purdue Polytechnic Institute will introduce student-driven, project-based courses designed to address the expressed needs of the Indiana industries that employ so many of our technology graduates. Degree programs will focus on real-world competencies, featuring mandatory internships and industry-sponsored senior design projects for all students. In addition, the professor's role will fundamentally change from sage on a stage to guide on the side, putting students in the driver's seat of their own workplace-relevant education. More nimble ways of teaching, more ways to collaborate, more spaces to work in, more versatile facilities. These great ideas can help Purdue better prepare our students for success and move Indiana forward. But they are just that, ideas. We all need to work together to turn them into reality. Today, we take the first giant leap.
And now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce A.C. Akey and Sarah Cobb from the Lilly Endowment.
Thank you. We are delighted to be here today to participate in this announcement. I am joined in this announcement with two of my endowment colleagues, Endowment Vice President for Community Development, A.C. Akey, and our Director of Communications, Judith Sabula, who is somewhere out there. For the past several years, we have been encouraged by the progress and advancements happening in Discovery Park. We take great pride in the fact that 2 Lilly Endowment grants of $26 million and $25 million in 2001 and 2005, respectively, were helpful in the launch and development of Discovery Park. Last year, we were pleased to learn that Discovery Park had surpassed the $1 billion mark through sponsored research, private gifts, and endowments. Since Discovery Park was founded, Purdue reports that it has assisted establishing 57 new companies. In addition, more than 400 disclosures, patents and licenses, and/or options on intellectual property have been facilitated at Discovery Park. This certainly caught our attention. So when Purdue proposed to build on its experiences in Discovery Park to transform teaching, learning, and research in its well-respected colleges of engineering and technology, we were interested to know more. Purdue, as the only university in the Big Ten with both a College of Engineering and a College of Technology, is in a unique position. In addition, we were also impressed by the fact that Zucrow Laboratory, housed near the Purdue Airport, is the nation's largest university propulsion laboratory and has attracted interest from many national and international businesses and organizations, including General Electric and its $100 million plant in Lafayette, NSWC Crane, NASA, Rolls-Royce, among others. Finally, we were pleased to see the emphasis on students and faculty, particularly the potential for students to gain considerable experience solving real-world problems. Undoubtedly, the education they receive and will prepare them to be even more innovative and collaborative. They will be better problem solvers and better communicators. And as a result, we expect that they will find meaningful work, some right here in Indiana. Through the Active Learning Center, the Flex Lab, the Innovation Design Center, and the Purdue Polytechnic Institute. Purdue is describing a way to transform engineering and technology research and education in order to strengthen significantly its contributions to the Indiana economy. The picture painted by President Daniels, Deans Jameson, Bertolini, and Mullins is compelling. It is now my pleasure to announce that Lilly Endowment approved a grant of $40 million to assist Purdue in implementing these exciting plans. Lilly Endowment has been pleased to support Indiana higher education institutions since its founding in 1937. The endowment sees these institutions as critical to the future of our state and the quality of life of the people in Indiana. We continue to be encouraged by the way Purdue and several other Indiana higher education institutions are stepping up their efforts to advance the interests in the state. In addition, we are hopeful that there will be impressive synergies between Purdue and the advances it's making with the community and regional efforts underway through an endowment planning grant to the Greater Lafayette Community Foundation. We are encouraged by the early efforts of these civic and business leaders. The momentum at Purdue is building. By securing the gains made in Discovery Park, Purdue is playing a significant role in creating a bright future for Indiana. Our sincere congratulations and thank you.
So thank you, Sarah, and thank you to the Lilly Endowment. Your leadership and your support for this game-changing donation will influence generations to come. And so now, to share his unique perspective as the former governor of the state of Indiana and the current visionary president of Purdue University, please welcome Mitch Daniels.
I know there's been a lot of intrigue and secrecy and build-up for today, and it worked. Here you all are. I'm pretty sure some of you came expecting me to announce that we found Amelia's plane. That's the next announcement. No, something, as you now know, just about as exciting. And we have to start, and we'll have to finish by thanking our friends, our visionary friends from the Lilly Endowment, for helping us in this truly historic way. No one else has said it, so I will. This is the largest cash gift in the history of Purdue University, and we are tremendously, tremendously grateful to you. And the dollars are invaluable, of course, but I just want to venture to say that they are equaled by the affirmation we find in the strategic direction that we are pursuing at Purdue, that the thoughtful and caring people of the Lilly Endowment have examined our overall plans and visited with us at great length about the contributions we hope to make, we intend to make in higher education and to the state of Indiana in specific, and found them worthy of support at this level is incredibly encouraging to us and confers a sense of great responsibility on each of us who've been part of that. To take one of the world's great engineering schools and make it still greater and larger, to transform an entire college into what may be a new prototype for delivering job-ready, market-ready, technologically savvy innovators in the new Purdue Polytechnic Institute, to lead the country, I mean, not merely in innovation from higher ed, but innovation in higher ed at that institute and at the Active Learning Center, which to our knowledge will be the first of its kind, pioneering in new ways, even more effective ways of learning for the knowledge economy of today. For the endowment to help us vault forward on all these goals at the same time is a gesture and an event that never to be forgotten at Purdue. Now, this is a significant day in Purdue history. It's our duty, all of us, our duty to make certain that it becomes a significant day in Indiana history and perhaps beyond, to produce even more great, not great workers, great leaders for a technologically driven economy, and the research from which new innovations, new jobs, new opportunity, and hope and wealth can come. This is our assignment that comes along with this historic donation. A Brookings study out just 2 weeks ago should give us all tremendous encouragement. I think even people, many of us who have watched as closely as we could, were surprised by the analysis that says that the Indiana economy now is 4th in America in advanced industries, which the Institute defined as those which are technologically based. It's incredibly encouraging. It means that along with our fellow citizens, we are poised for greater opportunity and greater prosperity in the economy of today and tomorrow. No, but we will not seize that opportunity if we don't have the engineers, the technologically proficient workers, the graduates of our other schools who have absorbed enough of that technology on the way out to fit into these businesses, which are there, going to be there and waiting and hoping to grow. And so today is a day of celebration, but also a day, I think, for some sobriety about the responsibility that comes with this enormous gesture of confidence by the endowment. But I just want to say to Sarah and Ace and Judith and all your colleagues back at the endowment, you're going to find out in the years ahead what employers and research partners all over the world find out every day. You can always count on Boilermakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Daniels. Thanks to your leadership and your vision, we're excited about the Lilly Endowment grant, and we think it will accelerate the transformative initiatives that the university has set in motion. And so I'm honored now to have the opportunity to speak to you about what this grant means for the Purdue community, what this fantastic donation means for students, for researchers, for faculty members, and the growing breed of entrepreneurs who are building on the infrastructure that Purdue is making possible right here in the heart of Indiana for the benefit of the state. So I'd like to share a bit of my personal story to illustrate the power of Purdue's infrastructure and how this gift from the Lilly Endowment will enhance our resources to multiply the impact that this institution has. So as a bit of background, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and attended Tulane University as an undergraduate, and actually started my graduate work there. My plans changed, though, when the faculty I was working with decided to move on. And so I decided to move on as well, following one of my committee members, Dr. Eric Nauman, to Purdue, when he accepted an offer to join the mechanical and biomedical engineering faculty here. So I was really fortunate because, I could have gone to quite a few places for my graduate work, but I chose Purdue because, like so many of the students I see here today, I knew that I wanted to be in an environment where the work that I did would have impact. And so when I arrived at Purdue, my research career started with a conversation in Eric's office around that topic of impact. So I wanted to develop a material that would apply to one of the unmet needs in orthopedics. And we talked for a good while, had a great conversation, fostered some good ideas. and transform some of those ideas into basic sketches of what this material could look like and what it would be made of. Now, those ideas could have languished in my lab notebook. But fortunately, I had access through Dr. Nauman to the phenomenal facilities of the Human Injury Research and Regenerative Technologies Laboratory and the facilities of collaborators all around this campus. So we were able to ask really important research questions and execute a series of very rigorous, very intensive research projects. The end result was my dissertation being successfully defended, and the development of an all-natural tissue scaffold which provides the biochemical and biomechanical cues necessary for the body to heal itself after injury. So when I received my PhD, I couldn't just leave the work behind. I wanted to pursue commercialization of this technology. And again, I was fortunate because Purdue has such a strong focus on economic development. So I had access to the people, the resources, and the facilities to take a research concept, turn it into intellectual property, and then to a commercial product. I graduated in May 2009, and with the help of a biotech incubator on campus, Eric and I incorporated bioregeneration technologies in June 2009. I received a postdoctoral fellowship from the Burton D. Morgan Center for Entrepreneurship, and since then we've accomplished quite a bit. Bioregeneration competed in a number of business plan competitions, winning nearly $30,000 in cash and services. We've also received funding from the Department of Defense, the State of Indiana 21st Century Research Fund. We've completed a lot of long-term research studies demonstrating the product efficacy, plotted our regulatory pathway, and attracted a great team of thought leaders to act as clinical advisors. Last year was a great year in that the patent for our initial idea was issued and more patents were forthcoming. So we're now working with other industry partners on the clinical manufacturability of the product and on the cusp of releasing a product for human use. And in 5 years' time, I see the potential to decrease the need for joint replacements or repeated operations from this small innovation. Now, that's a lot to come from a conversation and a few good ideas. And it doesn't happen without the stellar academic enterprise found here at Purdue. It doesn't happen without the support of people like Eric Nauman or Virginia Womack to guide you along the pathway. It doesn't happen without the support structure and the resources and the facilities surrounding the academic enterprise to make ideas become reality. That's why Purdue Research Foundation can report over 270 invention disclosures, 120 finalized deals, 100 issued patents, and 471 global patent applications filed over the past year. Now, Purdue has always been a great place for students to pursue their dreams, and my story is just one example of that. The educational and entrepreneurial experiences like mine are only going to grow thanks to the leadership on this campus and thanks to this empowering Lilly Endowment grant. The active learning principles embodied in the 5 transformative projects supported by this grant will exponentially add to Purdue's research to marketplace system. So I've traveled an interesting pathway going from student to entrepreneur. And now with this gift from the Lilly Endowment, what was once just a lighted pathway is transforming into what I'd call a well-paved superhighway that'll have a much more robust educational experience for students. Not only will today's announcement empower students and researchers here, but the new facilities will help us recruit the best and brightest students, researchers, dreamers, and doers to Purdue. New facilities and support will allow Purdue to enable many more students to make their ideas into reality and have a greater impact on this state, this nation, and the world. Thank you very much for letting me share some of my story and my excitement, my genuine excitement about what we have going on here today. I think we'll look back on this day as a pivotal moment in the history of Purdue and the history of this state. Thank you again to the Lilly Endowment for this empowering grant and this great support. And thank you all for joining us for this historic day.